A-18E Super Hornet versus Su-30SM, the ultimate multi-role fighter showdown. The Battle of the Twin Titans. Imagine, a carrier strike group is sailing across the open ocean. Pause. Hundreds of miles away, an unknown aircraft appears on radar. Dramatic music begins. The order is given. Scramble. Within minutes, one of the world's most battle-proven naval fighters launches into the sky. The A-18E Super Hornet. Pause. But from the opposite horizon, another giant arises. Twin engines roaring, long-range missiles armed, built to dominate both air and sea. The Russian Su-30SM. Dramatic music intensifies. This is not just another fighter comparison. It is a clash between two completely different philosophies of modern air warfare. Pause. One was forged to protect America's aircraft carriers and fight anywhere on Earth. The other was designed to project Russian air power across enormous distances while carrying devastating firepower. Dramatic music rises. The A-18E Super Hornet is trusted by the United States Navy, combat-tested for decades, and capable of performing air superiority, ground attack, fleet defense, and electronic warfare. Pause. The Su-30SM is one of Russia's most versatile multi-role fighters, equipped with thrust-vectoring engines, long-range sensors, heavy weapon payloads, and exceptional maneuverability. Dramatic music builds. Both aircraft have flown real combat missions. Both have earned respect from military analysts worldwide, and both remain among the most capable Generation 4.5 fighters still in active service. Pause. But if these two aircraft were ever forced to face each other, who would gain the first advantage? Who would detect the other first? Who would strike first? And most importantly, who would survive? Dramatic music peaks. In this documentary, we compare their engines, radars, weapons, combat doctrine, real operational experience, and battlefield capabilities to answer one question: which multi-role fighter truly rules the modern battlefield? Two fighters, two different philosophies. At first glance, the A-18E Super Hornet and the Su-30SM appear to serve the same role. Both are twin-engine, multi-role fighters. Both can dominate the skies, strike ground targets, and launch precision-guided weapons. But beneath the surface, they were built for two completely different worlds. The A-18E Super Hornet was designed for one of the most demanding environments on Earth: aircraft carriers. Every takeoff is launched by a powerful catapult. Every landing requires a steel arresting hook to stop the aircraft within seconds on a moving flight deck. Salt water, high winds, rough seas, day or night, the Super Hornet was engineered to survive them all. Its folding wings, reinforced landing gear, and compact design allowed dozens of aircraft to operate efficiently from a single carrier. Flexibility is its greatest strength. Now look at the Su-30SM. It was never intended to operate from an aircraft carrier. Instead, Russia designed it for vast distances, large air bases, and long-range missions. The Su-30SM has a larger airframe, greater internal fuel capacity, and exceptional endurance. It can patrol for extended periods while carrying a heavy combat load. One aircraft was built to protect a naval fleet thousands of miles from home. The other was built to defend enormous airspace and project power across an entire continent. Then comes their maneuverability. The Su-30SM uses thrust-vectoring engines,
allowing it to perform dramatic post-stall maneuvers that few fighters can match. The Super Hornet takes a different approach. Instead of relying on extreme aerobatics, it emphasizes stability, predictability, and combat effectiveness under real operational conditions. Because modern air combat is not an air show. It is about making the right decision at exactly the right moment. This difference reveals the philosophy behind each aircraft. Russia focused on agility, range, and raw aerodynamic performance. The United States focused on survivability, mission flexibility, carrier operations, and seamless integration with an entire naval battle group. Neither philosophy is inherently right or wrong. They simply prepare for different kinds of war. But design alone does not determine victory. Because once these aircraft enter combat, everything depends on what lies beneath the skin. Their engines, their radar systems, their sensors, and the weapons they carry into battle. That is where the real comparison begins.
Engines, radar, and the first shot. In modern air combat, victory is rarely decided by who turns tighter. More often, it is decided by who detects the enemy first, who tracks first, and who launches the first missile. Let's begin with the heart of every fighter aircraft, its engines. The A-18E Super Hornet is powered by two General Electric F414 turbofan engines. Together, they produce more than 44,000 pounds of thrust. These engines are renowned for their reliability, rapid throttle response, and low maintenance requirements. Exactly what the U.S. Navy needs for continuous carrier operations around the world. Across the battlefield, the Su-30SM uses two Saturn AL-31FP engines equipped with three-dimensional thrust vectoring. This allows the aircraft to execute extreme post-stall maneuvers, tight turns, and rapid changes in direction that few operational fighters can replicate. When it comes to pure maneuverability, the Su-30SM holds a clear advantage. But engines alone do not win beyond visual range combat. The next battle belongs to radar. The F-A-18E Super Hornet is equipped with the AN/AP-79 Active Electronically Scanned Array Radar, an AESA radar capable of tracking multiple airborne targets simultaneously while resisting electronic jamming. Fast, accurate, reliable, and highly effective against modern threats. Across the battlefield, the Su-30SM uses the NO-11M BARS radar, a powerful passive electronically scanned array system with impressive detection range and the ability to engage multiple targets. Although the BARS radar offers excellent long-range performance, many analysts believe modern AESA radars provide advantages in target tracking, electronic warfare resistance, and overall situational awareness. Then comes the weapons. The F-A-18E Super Hornet can carry AIM-120 AMRAAM beyond visual range missiles, AIM-9X sidewinders, anti-ship missiles, precision-guided bombs, and a wide variety of advanced Western weapons. The Su-30SM responds with the formidable R-77, R-73, KH-31, KH-51, and numerous long-range air-to-air and air-to-surface missiles. Its overall payload is significantly heavier, allowing it to carry more weapons over greater distances. One aircraft emphasizes precision, networked warfare, and first-shot capability. The other emphasizes raw firepower, long endurance, and overwhelming weapon capacity. So, who fires first? The answer depends on far more than speed or maneuverability. It depends on sensors, electronic warfare, pilot training,
and the battlefield networks supporting each aircraft. Because in today's skies, the aircraft that sees first often fires first, and the aircraft that fires first usually controls the outcome of the battle. But there is still one final challenge: real combat experience. Which fighter has truly proven itself under fire?
Combat experience. Theory meets reality. There is an old saying among fighter pilots: a weapon is only as good as the person who knows how to use it. Specifications look impressive on paper: speed, range, radar, missiles. But real combat has a way of exposing every strength and every weakness. The A-18E Super Hornet is one of the most combat-proven fighters of the 21st century. For more than 2 decades, it has participated in military operations across the Middle East, the Persian Gulf, the Balkans, Afghanistan, Iraq, and Syria. It has flown air superiority missions, precision strike operations, close air support, escort missions, suppression of enemy air defenses, and maritime security patrols. Day after day, night after night, from aircraft carriers operating thousands of miles from home, the Super Hornet has repeatedly demonstrated its ability to perform under real combat conditions. Now, consider the Su-30SM. It has also accumulated valuable operational experience. Russian aerospace forces have deployed the aircraft in Syria, where it carried out air patrols, escort missions, and precision strikes against multiple targets. The Su-30SM proved itself to be a capable, long-range, multi-role fighter with excellent endurance and heavy weapon-carrying capability. Yet there is one important difference: the scale of operational experience. The Super Hornet has operated within one of the world's most complex combat systems, working alongside F-35s, E-2D Hawkeyes, A-18E Growlers, Aegis-equipped destroyers, cruisers, submarines, and carrier strike groups. Every mission is part of a much larger network. The Su-30SM has also operated within integrated Russian command structures, but its operational environment and operational doctrine have been different. Neither aircraft can be judged solely by the number of missions flown, because every conflict is unique, every battlefield is different, every opponent presents new challenges. Combat experience does not guarantee victory, but it does provide something that no simulator can ever replace: experience, confidence, and the ability to make life-or-death decisions under extreme pressure. This is why both aircraft continue to earn respect from military professionals around the world, not because they are perfect, but because they have proven they can perform when it matters most. So, after comparing their design, their engines, their radar, their weapons, and their operational history, only one question remains. If these two giants were ever forced into the same battlefield, which one would truly have the upper hand? The final verdict is next. Final verdict. After comparing their design, their mission philosophy, their engines, their radar, their weapons, and their real operational experience, one thing becomes perfectly clear. The F-A-18E Super Hornet and the Su-30SM were never built to fight the same war in exactly the same way. The Super Hornet is the backbone of the United States Navy, a carrier-based multi-role fighter designed to operate anywhere in the world, supported by one of the most advanced combat networks ever created. The Su-30SM is Russia's long-range heavyweight, built for endurance, powerful maneuverability, heavy weapon loads, and dominance over vast operational areas. One aircraft relies on information, network integration, and precision. The other relies on range, firepower, and aerodynamic superiority. So, which fighter is better? The honest answer is, it depends on the mission. If the battle takes place within a carrier strike group, supported by AWACS, Aegis destroyers, and fifth-generation aircraft, the A-18E Super Hornet holds a significant operational advantage. If the mission demands long-range patrol, heavy payload, and exceptional maneuverability, the Su-30SM becomes an extremely dangerous opponent. Neither aircraft can simply be declared the absolute winner, because air combat is never decided by specifications alone. Pilot training, mission planning, electronic warfare, intelligence, logistics, and battlefield awareness, these factors often determine victory long before the first missile leaves its rail. That is why both aircraft continue to serve as frontline fighters for their respective nations, and both remain among the most capable Generation 4.5 multirole fighters ever built. But as impressive as these aircraft are, a new generation is already approaching. Stealth is evolving, artificial intelligence is entering the cockpit, and sixth-generation fighters are beginning to reshape the future of air warfare. But one aircraft, however, stands at the center of that transformation. The aircraft that many believe will eventually replace the A-18E Super Hornet in America's carrier air wings. The legendary F/A-XX, the U.S. Navy's next-generation carrier-based fighter. Will it become the most advanced naval fighter ever built? And how will it compare to the future fighters being developed by Russia and China? Join us in the next episode of Air Warfare Eagle and Eagle War Machine, F/A-XX, America's next carrier fighter, the future guardian of the world's aircraft carriers. Mission continues.